I don't wanna love nobody but you.
Joe Biden is out there looking like Frankenstein. Somebody made a tweet that said that Joe Biden looked like somebody at a strip club for the first time. He literally was sitting there stiff with his eyes open and his mouth open. I mean, his eyes wide and his mouth open. Like he had never seen black people before. He just like, wow. He not moving. Everybody's moving. Everybody's clapping. Except Kamala Harris's husband, because he awkward as I don't know what. He's swaying. He's swaying like somebody rocking him, reading lullabies. This video is brought to you by Ground.News, brought to you by Ground.News/Tatum. Hey, this is where I get all my content. And people say, Brandon, how do you get all the stories? How do you know what's going on? In a balanced way, not just receiving information from one side or the other, but in a balanced way. I get it right here from Ground.News, and you can pick and choose whatever you want to be a main focus up here. You see the Hamas conflict, you see Hunter Biden, which he got convicted today, Joe Biden, Democrat Party, all of that. You can click it here, and you can see where the material is sourced from. You can see out of 18 sources, 12 of them are right-wing, and 2 of them are left-leaning. I wonder why. Joe Biden freezes at the Juneteenth event, and leftists don't want to talk about it. Here's the cool part, too. It's called a bias comparison. So you can look at a synopsis of what the left does, what the right does, what the center does, and then you do a bias comparison. And then it gives you a synopsis of what the biases are with the center, the right, and the left. There's not many left-wing things going on here, but they're adding them as they go. We're probably not going to get a lot of them because they don't want you to know that Joe Biden is a nut. But the way that I always look at this is I say, when I want to look up information, I want a fair and balanced perspective. I do not want to end up in the echo chamber. Ground.News is the only website that does that. I have never heard of one that gives you the comparison one-to-one, and you don't have to do all the research on your own. 40% off if you use my code or you use my link, Ground.News/Tatum, Ground.News/Tatum. Use my link, get 40% off, and get the Vantage account, which is the account that I use. Like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you notification anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. You just need to hear the sheer stupidity of what happened at the White House the other night. First of all, they did a Juneteenth celebration. What is Juneteenth? It's a made-up holiday that most black people never celebrated a day in their life. They use it to be woke. Juneteenth, even if it was legitimate, and I'm going to tell you why it's not legitimate, even if Juneteenth was legitimate, Juneteenth should not be a federal holiday. It's a state's issue. It happened in Galveston, Texas, allegedly, and I'm going to tell you why this is all bullcrap, but it wasn't a state's issue. The Emancipation Proclamation was a governmental issue. When it comes to, whether people found out that they were free slaves or not in Galveston, Texas, is irrelevant on a federal level. If you look at any one of these federal holidays, it encompasses the entire country, not one segment of population of people who may or may not have known they were free. Let me tell you real quick why Juneteenth is a complete fraudulent holiday. They make a big deal about Juneteenth being when the last remnant of slaves were notified in Galveston, Texas, that they were actually free. Come to find out, black people been telling black people in Galveston they were free the whole time, but they never believed them. White people had to go tell black people they were free in Galveston, Texas. They finally believed them. But the crazy thing is that black people had still been enslaved by the Choctaw Indians all the way a year later. But they don't want to tell you that in history, because then that means that the Indians owned slaves and they were the final ones who released black slaves. They want you to think it's just white people. Hold the phone, I'll be back after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. I think I've already articulated how Juneteenth is bullcrap. The only reason why they're promoting it because they're virtue signaling. There's no such thing as Juneteenth. It's not a real celebration. People are just completely fools. We should just go back to the day. If you want to make a celebration like that, go back to when the Indians finally let the black people go, which was the last remnant of slaves in American history, was released a year later from Juneteenth by the Choctaw Indian. Go look it up yourself if you don't believe Brandon Tatum to be telling the truth. So anyway, they come up with this fake holiday, and the Biden administration make it a federal holiday so they can pander to dumb black people. And I'm saying all black people because I don't think all black people are dumb, but it's a lot of them. And they were at the White House the other day. Even Kurt Franklin. That man, I remember stomp. Everybody say stomp. I promise the stomp, the whole stomp, nothing but the stomp. It ain't over. It ain't over. I used to love him. Now, boy, he a hypocrite. I have a grace for him because we all are sinners and we all be cutting up. But my God, this man is just lost his way, twerking on women and all this other stuff. You know, Kirk Franklin, he loved the world more than he loved God, in my opinion. So he's up there performing. There probably was other people performing. That one weird gay dude, I think he don't call himself gay. I don't know. A dude running around with a dress on. He's an actor. They had him on Sesame Street. He going straight to hell, if you ask me. But he was on there. They all in the front of the White House. I'm gonna play the clip here in a second. And where did they put? I mean, what did they do? They put Joe Biden on the front row of this event where black people are singing gospel music. Imagine what that looked like. And you know he can't clap on beat. Neither can Kamala Harris's husband. The two white people they don't know how to put their hand together and clap like everybody else around them is clapping. Then Biden was drinking some special sauce. I don't know what they're doing. I want to show y'all. Roll that clip of this lunacy at the White House.
Say I cry. Charlene, if you're listening, could you call on me? 'Cause my heart that you on me.
And it's the clip of Kamala dancing on stage with Kirk Franklin. Hold on, pause it. So he kissed her hand, twirled her around, and she went off stage. Kirk Franklin is a Christian, allegedly. I don't understand why Christians openly endorse people who hate Jesus. Kamala Harris is a pro-abortion person. Kamala Harris would get rid of the church if she could. Now, to be convenient for political purposes, she claims she's a Catholic. So she write the doo-doo on her forehead every now and again and try to say it's ashes, and that girl is not a Catholic. These people don't even practice faith. They don't talk about it. They don't practice it. They don't adhere to none of that stuff. They support homosexual stuff. They support gay marriage. They support abortions. They support everything that's counter to the word of God. And then they call themselves Catholics or whatever the case may be. And Kirk Franklin, you could do your performance, my man. Do your performance. Chuck and jive at the White House. It's fine. I think there should be a Christian stuff at the White House. But then when it comes to Kamala Harris coming up on stage, hey, don't even just perform and get out of there, because she clearly ain't a Christian. And you're supposed to be performing as a Christian. You're not secular. You know, when you go back and look at the Bible, you think Jesus would be doing that? I don't think so. I just don't think so. Jesus give his speech, but he not endorsing sin and crazy people. It's not like Kamala is coming up on stage with a repentant heart and, you know, she's asking for forgiveness and she want him to lay hands on her and pray for her or something like that. No, she acting a fool. Let's go to not the second clip that you played, but the next clip where Joe Biden is dancing. The other one is a parody. Let's go to the one where Joe Biden dancing. There you go.
Never
Here in the swamps of Washington, D.C., Beyoncé has decided to throw a Juneteenth party on the White House lawn, and she busted her senile great-uncle out of the old folks' home for the evening. In a perplexing turn of events, Steve Urkel has crashed the party in an attempt to give President Potato Head some racial street cred. Let's observe from a safe distance as Uncle Chester desperately tries to perform a little cultural appropriation. But alas, this hair-sniffing creeper simply cannot keep up with Lizzo and George Jefferson's moves. As the party rages on, Robert De Niro appears on the scene to dance awkwardly beside the White House diversity hire. Careful observation will reveal the sheer genius of America's second-in-command. If you stare long enough, you can see all 67 IQ points written on Kamala's face. As we observe this bizarre scene, one cannot help but wonder, how did we get here? Is this some kind of twisted prank, or are these really the leaders of the free world? But at least Joe didn't have any accidents today.
Joe Biden is out there looking like Frankenstein. Somebody made a tweet that said that Joe Biden looked like somebody at a strip club for the first time. He literally was sitting there stiff with his eyes open and his mouth open. I mean, his eyes wide and his mouth open. Like he had never seen black people before. He just like, wow. He not moving. Everybody's moving. Everybody's clapping. Except Kamala Harris's husband, because he awkward as I don't know what. He's swaying like somebody rocking him, reading lullabies. The bald head milk dud in the back, I forget her name. She's in Congress. She out there like she at a strip club. Ayanna Presley. Why she got a milk dud head? She got cancer? If she don't have cancer, she shouldn't be bald headed because it looked bad on her. She claims she got alopecia. She still got them eyebrows on there. I don't think she got alopecia. She full of crap. Maybe she do got alopecia. She still as silly as I don't know what. Anyway, I need to make a correction. Kamala Harris is not a Catholic. So Catholics, you got one on us. At least y'all don't have Kamala Harris because she a devil, in my opinion. So Kamala Harris is not a Catholic. Maybe I'm thinking of Nancy Pelosi putting them ashes on her forehead. Oh no, y'all messed up because I think Nancy Pelosi is just as bad or worse than Kamala Harris. So y'all got one back. We'll take Kamala. Y'all take Nancy Pelosi. And maybe her husband, and y'all got Joe Biden. We win. I need to do a Christian Catholic war. How many people in Congress claim to be Catholics? How many claim to be Christians? And who the worst? Nick says Christians. Let me think. Yeah, because you add the black people in there. Yep, we lost. Because all these ignorant Democrats that are black, they'll swear to God that they Christians, and they far from it. Warnock, whatever his name, Warnock. He beat Herschel Walker in Georgia. He's a pastor. Like, y'all, I don't want to get into this because I said I try to stay away from theology and stuff. I just don't understand how a person love God and be cutting up the way these people do. Like, even when I'm messing up, I can admit openly that I'm messing up. I can openly admit and say, what I'm doing is wrong. I want to do it. I'm going to keep doing it or whatever. It's wrong. I don't understand how people know something is wrong and then they try to gaslight you to think that somehow they doing something that ain't wrong. How do you read the Bible and support abortion? How? What? Somebody help me. Call in. 844-900-7243. 844-900-7243. If you're a Christian and you believe abortion should be legal or that you support abortion, whether it's legal or not, can you show me the scripture that make that sense? Can you show me something that Jesus said or the apostle said that make you think that abortion wouldn't be insane when Jesus was alive? I just can't imagine. I said this in one of my speeches. I said, if you and Jesus was in a car and you driving and you find out you were pregnant and you look over at Jesus and you say, Jesus, I just want to confess something to you. And he go, I already know your thoughts. And you go, but I still want to tell you I'm pregnant. You know, Jesus, when I said I wasn't going to talk to him no more, I was busting it open on the weekend. And Jesus is going to look at you and say, I knew you were doing that. I told you to stop messing with that food. You didn't believe me. Where we going, Becky? Well, Jesus, I wanted your advice. I want to go to the abortion clinic because I don't believe you can help me. So in order for me to accomplish all of my dreams, I need to go and kill this baby. What do you think Jesus is going to say to you? You think Jesus is going to turn around and look at you and say, you know what, you're right. I can heal the sick, raise the dead, open the sight of the blind. I can walk on water, but I can't help you. have a kid that you slept, you laid up and made. I'm not big enough. I'm not qualified enough. I'm not Jesus enough. So go ahead and go and have that abortion. Spend your money that you could be blessing a kid to go to the Angel Tree camp and take that money and go have an abortion. You think Jesus will tell you that? I mean, some of this is jokes. I'm being facetious in a certain degree, but just at the base level of this, you think Jesus will tell you go have an abortion? And if you think Jesus will tell you don't do that, sis, I got you, then why do you push that as a Christian? I don't think Jesus will tell you that. The reason I can speak on this, because I had a kid out of wedlock. I was the one driving in the car. Jesus, what should I do? I already knew what Jesus wanted me to do. It was only one choice for me. But I was in the car having that conversation with Jesus myself. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just telling you something I read in a book. I'm telling you something I experienced. But you know what I said? You know what? I said, Jesus, I know I was messing. I said I wasn't going to sleep with that girl. I said I was born again. I got baptized. I was new. I wasn't going to have sex until I was married. I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I couldn't stop myself from being silly. And so now I got this baby on the way. I know what the best decision is, Lord. I got to keep the baby. And can you help me? Like, my conversation wasn't, should I give it abortion? It should be like, Lord, I know I messed up, but you are forgiving. I need your help. I'm going to do better in the future. Can you help me raise this kid? Can you help me? It got unplugged. Can you help me, Jesus? Two wrongs don't make a right. And I felt like Jesus was like, look, boy, I got enough forgiveness in me to forgive you 700 million times. 7 times 70 is what the Bible say. So I knew that the Lord forgave me. The problem was I couldn't forgive myself. Even to this day, I have to try to forgive myself for what I did back then. Not because of me. I can endure the stress. I can take it. I'm a grown man. But because of what I put my kid through by having him split here and go here and mom and daddy not together, step parents and all this other stuff that I think kids shouldn't have to go through.